Dismantle the microphone. Oh, okay. We only have 2 poets left in the first round. You guys gonna be okay? I like you too. What's your name? You. Mike. You were my favorite, then he was my favorite, but now Mike's my favorite. Mike's doing it. Because he's like excited about poetry and with his boo thing, which is like my ultimate dream. Someone who likes poems and me at the same time. Next up to the stage is my good friend, Jake. Yeah. Jake Baldwin is a veteran of the slam. He's a second-year slammer at Redwood High. He co-edits the Literary Journal. He plays bass for Saul Wright, and I don't know how to pronounce the rest of the band name. And he worked at the other library. He worked as a page of the Larkspur Library. And I said, give me the deets, which library is better? And he was like, clearly Mill Valley. That's a good answer, right? He's a politician. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the amazing, outstanding, fabulous Jake Baldwin.
While I was sleeping, I may have missed the turning of 100 tides, but when awake I'm so tired, I give up the changing of the sea for the consistency of sleep. Even when open, rested eyes have a will for a snooze cycle, since to stand is to take a stand, and I'm hardly a fighting man. I'll stay landlocked, cut the sails to be my blankets, stay asleep and never anxious of the serpents in the deep beyond my walls, for that I'm certain. Curtains drawn around my skull, where deep within my pillow I'm in secret pseudo-utero. Now I remember when my sheets are over my head, that when we were in bed, you always looked like you were falling, when your body pulled you from the clear light in a jolt. And now I see that look on all kinds, blissfulness, drunken, mumbled observations of your unconscious. In the daylight, we're so cautious that we lost us in our filters. What a flood of nonsense when we shake those filters out. It's bad to wake a dreamer because sleep talk is most honest, even if it's all just word vomit. So now I stay up all night and play rockets. I daydream of rockets around midnight. Around midnight, I daydream of rockets and ramble on train tracks or railroads I keep in my room. I stay up all night and miss the review. My head stays unsorted, my vision's askew. I don't get refreshed or renewed because I flew through the night seeing visions of you, fleeting, ephemeral, intangible, ghosts in my hallways, passing notes. Spectre breakfast jam on toast, a face projected in the smoke across a table at the park where you float, and I once floated. While I was sleeping, I was dreaming, hearing ringing wake-up calls, and leaping to my feet to find it's in my mind and I'm still lying paralyzed. Delusions like I'm brain-fried with deprivation. I stay dreaming all day long. I never sleep for fear I'd ever miss a beat, but barely keeping upright on my feet, no longer see with clarity, but drowsy fog, I nod and sink below the sea. Sinking into sopper in my seat, sinking into sopper in my seat, sinking into sopper in my seat. Struggling, though I'm weak against the weight of my eyelids, drift away the walls and bid farewell to senses. Lenses fade and focus blurs, ever whir of words a slurry swelling till the toll of bells does wake my ears and move my body through the clouds, through the crowds, through the rivers, fresh with flowing. People look alert and knowing my own thoughtless motion. What a notion, careless me to walk among the living. What fear to shake my filter for the lucid listeners. Loose verbosity and free my dreamy prisoners. Bear my thoughts while I sleepwalk my daily duties, not unlike the nightmare set in public, barren booty, because I'm nude without my modesty of consciousness. I'm nude without the modesty of consciousness. I'm nude without the modesty of consciousness. Lay down my... I'm nude without the modesty of consciousness. Lay down my... I'm nude without the modesty of consciousness. Lay down my guard for nightly rest. Nude without the modesty of consciousness. Lay down my guard for nightly rest. I'm nude without the modesty of consciousness. Lay down my guard for nightly rest, kept only by the darkness. Thank God while I was sleeping, I knew you were sleeping too, like all the rest so late at night, for lest I should let those secrets through my gates, like my mouth left open agape. What Macbeth could wait nocturnal to exploit my coma state? I'll stay awake and wonder late tonight, and so I'll walk at 2 a.m. through the empty streets to fight my body's urge to bed. While you were sleeping, I will find my will to power like the keeper of the dead. And I won't worry what words I let slip that I might have said, because in the early hours I heard your pillowed sigh. I must be going crazy. I'm so tired I could die.